What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another week, another episode of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're talking everything Crimson Desert. We're talking the good, we're talking the bad, we're talking the drama, we're talking everything Crimson Desert. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I've been playing Crimson Desert this weekend. I picked it. I wasn't going to pick it up. Okay. I was waiting to see some footage of Xbox, right? And so I saw people having problems on PC, not as much on PC. Lots of people having problems on PlayStation 5 normal, okay? Just a regular PlayStation 5. People on PlayStation 5 Pro not having as many issues. And I was like, I got to see Xbox Series X, right? I got to see it. So I watched the person play it. I watched the person play it in quality, and they showed quality, and they showed performance. And I was just like, I don't know. I was like, it doesn't look that... It looks like it needs some time. It needs some more time to cook in the oven, right? But then I saw a gentleman playing it at balance mode, and I was like, that looks pretty good, right? Consistent 40 frames per second, better than 30. Wasn't dipping below 30. Wasn't dipping below 40. It was rock solid. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick it up. And the reason I picked it up is because I had so many Microsoft points that I haven't used, okay, that I paid $27.98 for Crimson Desert, right? That's what I paid for. I was like, I just bought the game. Would it be the price a year from now when it goes on sale? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick it up. And let me tell you something. So everything I say from this point on, for my value of $27.98, is different than someone that paid $70 and is super pissed off, right? You understand where I'm coming from? Price, if I play a game for free, if I pay $50, if I pay $70, if I pay $120, everyone's going to have their own opinion. Now, I'm not glazing this in any way, shape, or form. You guys know where I stand, right? No pre-orders, no day one, no full price for a half-ass game, okay? I didn't pre-order, all right? I did buy day one, but I bought it for a half price for a half-ass game, okay? Now, this game is, in my opinion, phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's so good. It's so good if you are a person that doesn't like your handheld and you just like to explore. You guys know how I play a game. You guys watch me play a game. I explore every little nook and cranny. I go to all the corners. I go to the highest points, the lowest points. I look for stuff. And boy, does this game reward you. This game rewards you if you explore. Now, there are people that have 100% criticism. And this is what we should always give. Criticism is not bad. Criticism is what makes games better. Now, we have full patch notes. Okay, we have full patch notes for Crimson Desert. They've had two patches. They had a day one patch, right? And now they have a next patch of 1.00.03. Okay, and we're going to go over this. Now, people that are having fun with the game, just negating people that are not having fun with the game because there's problems, that just shitting on someone saying, well, it's not good. There is a lot of problems. There is a lot of problems with this game. But the problems are much less than the pros of this game. Okay? So when I'm playing it, the combat, man, is so much fun. And a lot of people are upset about the control schemes, remapping stuff. And they are in the patch notes, they've already made these changes, right? So when someone says there's a problem with the game, everyone's like, you're just shitty at the game. You just don't know what you're talking about. And then the devs come out and they fix the actual thing. Well, that shows you proof that there were problems with the actual game. So the people having criticism about the game are not wrong to tell you that the game is bad, because it was bad for people, right? This reminds me a lot about back in the day when Fallout 76 came out. And Fallout 76, a lot of people were showing things, right? A lot of people are showing you they bought the game. They had problems with Fallout 76, okay? Now, one of my mods, Brainchild, purchased the game for me back in the day. I played the beta. I was like, I'm not going to buy it. He paid, bought it, gifted it to me. Okay. I was like, all right, well, I'm obligated to play it now. So I played it. Okay. And I didn't have any issues. Even though everyone had videos of like falling through the map and the light coming through and all this other stuff, those were true. All those things were true. When I played, we played it online, on stream, for everybody. We never had a problem. A couple of hiccups here and there, right? But nothing that was like earth-shattering bad until we hit 82 hours. 82 hours, then the game like melted. I got into a suit of armor. I went invisible. I lost my leg because it got damaged, so it looked like my guy was hopping on one leg. I couldn't exit the armor, right? These were actual problems, game-breaking problems. Crimson Desert feels like that to me. There's some people that just look at it and they're like, this is horrible. I'm having a horrible time with it. This is not including the boss fights and stuff like that, right? Just fundamentally the control schemes. My biggest pet peeve with this game, and I think they're in the patch notes. I haven't read through all the patch notes yet, but I think they're fixing it or talking about fixing it. I don't know if it came in this patch or the next patch, but when you're trying to just interact with things, right? X, when you hold X, it picks up something. If you tap X, right? I'm playing on Xbox, by the way, so I'm on a controller. I don't know what it is for keyboard or anything like that. When you hold X, it interacts and it picks it up. And if you tap X, you jump. Okay. But if you hold LB and then tap X, it's precision jump. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the game where it's just complicated, right? And we'll get into that in just a second, right? Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I was ranting right off the bat. Good morning, Eclipse. Good morning, Aku. Good morning, Altern. Pone, good morning. Sarge, good morning. Roic. Kylo Green, what's going on? Travis, good morning. Wonder Rose, good morning. Who am I missing? Mr. Z, good morning. Jay Breezy, what's going on, man? Nice to see you. Roadkill, what's going on? Anybody else that's in chat, good morning. Ron Slusher, good morning. So there's a lot of like little things, like you're trying to just pick up something, but you can't, for some reason, it's like there's like 5 objects in front of you, right? It's like a sword, a piece of bread, a plate, a rock, and the obelisk, whatever you need to pick up, right? And it just won't pick it up, right? You're like, I want to look at this. They don't have a point for you. But if you hold LB and you just look at the item and then you can pick it up, it's like when we look at games and you're like, every RPG live wide open game that's ever come out, this is the bar. Crimson Desert in one aspect has surpassed the bar, but in their control schemes and their stuff, they're below the bar. All right? It's like, why are you making certain things frustrating or just complicated or convoluted for no reason? I watched from Hill versus Babyface this weekend, right? He was playing absolutely, he's like 17, maybe 20 hours in the game. He's a couple hours at the time, both ahead of me. I'm at 23 and a half, almost 24 hours now, okay? Just for this weekend. He was playing, and he was loving it. And then the last 2 hours of his last stream, okay, there was this puzzle. And it wasn't a puzzle that he didn't understand or didn't know. He knew what he had to do, right? He knew what he had to do. He had to walk up and stab his sword into this little slit that was in the thing. But for some reason, it would not go into the thing. And I 100% understand where he was coming from because I've had stuff like this happen to me, right? But then I've also had other things happen to me that I thought was broke, but really it wasn't. And I'll go into more detail on that in a second, right? And he was sitting there and he was just having the worst time. And he was getting upset and screaming. He's like, why is it so frustrating to just stick the goddamn sword into the hole, right? And it showed him like, you're locked onto this. All right, you're locked on. He's like, all right. And then the sword would go into every place, but it's like, why? Why is that happening? So obviously they are fixing stuff like that, right? I went to Discord yesterday. right? I went to Discord yesterday and I was like, I can't open this door. There was this, I won't tell you where it is or anything like that, right? There was this wall that was moving, but I couldn't move it, right? And I was like, how do I get in here? So I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, well, they taught me about the lifting of the thing where you hold Y and B on the controller and it lifts the thing up, right? I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll use the force push, right? Right? All of these things, nothing was working. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this game's broke. This game's broke. Now, I'm loving this, right? I'm loving the game. And I'm like, this is broke. I sat there for like 10 minutes. And I was like, wait a minute. What if this is not the door? But what if it's the exit? Right? Now, obviously, as a person that's never played, let's say you never ever played a game before, if you came across the thing that I came across, and you're like, I know this is a door. And you're like, I can't open it. I can't get this door open. You're like, this is fucking stupid. I'm done, right? You would quit or you'd be upset about it because you know it's a door, right? You know it opens up, but you can't get through it this way. You have to get through the other direction, right? So I was like, maybe this is the exit. So I started searching around, and lo and behold, I found a hole, and I went into this hole, went down, went through this whole secret compartment passage puzzle system. I thought it was cool. And at the end, I got the thing that I got down there, and guess what door I came out of? The door that I thought I could go in, right? And I was like, that is just me trying to brute force something where it wasn't. But is that bad game design? No, it's not. It's not bad game design. We've been trained the entire time playing video games that, this is the thing, right? And we think that a lot of the things in this game is broke, but it's not broke, right? We think it's broke, but it's not broke. I was trying to brute force it, and I was like, it doesn't make sense. They taught me why B was the lift. What's going on, Nini? Right? And it wasn't lifting. I was like, well, why doesn't it do it? Because if it does lift, it turns green, it lets you lift it, it does all this stuff. And I was just like, I was like, I wonder if I'm doing this wrong. And I was. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing in Crimson Desert when they're having problems. There are so many little things in this game. When I tell you the bar here, they've surpassed open world games on what to do, how to do things, all these different mechanics. But the way they've done it, they've made it so convoluted. It's like you gotta control, you gotta hit LB and then RB and then let go of RB and then do this. But if you tap left trigger or RB, right? Like there's this blinding thing you do with the sword, right? I guarantee you what I'm about to say, majority of you are doing it wrong. Okay? So you hit, if you're on control, I don't know what it is on keyboard, you hit LB, RB, you do the sword and you go wing and you put the sword out, right? And you hold it. You hold the button to hold the sword. But did you know if you tap LB while you're holding the sword like this, that the sword goes fing, 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 fing. It moves back and forth. So you can blind enemies. Okay? I bet you a lot of people don't just think that the blinding the enemies is the holding the sword out. No. Did you know you could use the sword and use the light to cook meat? Did you guys know that? I found that out by accident while I was figuring out the sword. Okay? I was like, holy shit. They have a mechanic in the game where I can focus light off of my sword and cook meat. So you don't have to find a cooking spot. Right? Maybe some of you knew that. Maybe some of you didn't know that. Right? But I was just like, what the hell? I am loving this game so much because I'm finding so much gear. So many different pieces of gear that people that are having problems, remember that? Okay. Chat, when I was streaming this weekend, we were fighting the boss in chapter 2, which was the Gold Leaf King or whatever his name. I don't know what the actual character's name was, right? And I was getting my ass kicked. You saw me. We did it like 15 times, just getting destroyed. Couldn't block, couldn't do anything, was getting stun locked. I was like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this, right? It's the beginning of chapter 2. That was like I want to say like 6. I think we were about hour 5 or 6 when we were doing that one, right? Now I'm 23 hours in. I was about 17 hours in when I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to that spot. And I went back to that boss. And let me tell you something. The boss didn't touch me. The boss didn't touch me. Every time he came at me, I dodged, rolled, stabbed, stunned, murdered him. It took about a minute and a half to kill him. Okay, a minute and a half to kill him. And I was like, holy shit. Now, if I show you the gear that I have, I've upgraded it. Okay. And I know the developers didn't call this a RPG, but it's an RPG. I know it's an RPG. You know it's an RPG. We all know it's an RPG, but they don't say it's an RPG, which is fine. Whatever. Okay. But I went and mined. Okay. I got the gear that I got leveled up, did that gear. Now, since that point, I found other gear that I wish I didn't upgrade the other gear. But that's the part of the game. There's so many mechanics in this game. I am 23 hours in. I just got into chapter 3. Okay, because I've been exploring. And there's mechanics for hammering stakes in the ground, right? There's mechanics for different types of cooking. There's fishing mechanics and digging mechanics and raking mechanics, and there's so many different mechanics in this game. And if you're playing this game, as I said on GXG on Thursday night when I was watching people play, I was just like, you know what? Just play the game and have fun, right? Like don't try to play the game and beat the game and then move on to the game. Just enjoy the game. It is very well. Now, we're going to go into the patch notes. We're going to go into the problems, the drama, and stuff that is happening. If you guys would want to talk about your experiences, we'll get to you guys in a second. Let's see what you guys are saying in chat here. Craig Rowe Jr. says, I love Crimson Desert. I'm having a fucking blast with this game. Like, I am absolutely... I just unlocked the camp. Okay? I unlocked the camp. I got the second character. I think her name is Demium, whatever her name is, right? I just got to her. I got a pet dog. I got a pet cat. They loot for you. My horse is like leveled up because I ride it everywhere. Okay. Did you guys know you could level up your horse? Probably not. You probably didn't know that because it doesn't tell you a lot of stuff in the game, which is fine. Did you guys know that there's a little bar on the far left? Right, the far left, like you'll see the mini map, and there's a bar on the far left. Do you guys know what that bar is? I know what that bar is. Does anybody know what that bar is? All right, that bar is every time that bar levels up, you get one of the things that you can use for a skill point. Okay, every time you level that up, okay, you get a skill point that you can put on. You know, one of the things that you can put on to your skill points. So you're like, well, how do you get that bar up? Every time you kill somebody, every time you fight somebody or kill somebody, okay, that little bar goes up. So when you clear out camps or go to different factions and do all the stuff, that goes up. That's your like XP bar, okay? Mr. Z says, 30, did you find the helm of ignition in the Bizarre mechanic? You're talking about that helmet that's like a gas mask with the brim. Is that the correct one? That's like early on in the game. Is that the one you're talking about? I don't know the names of the stuff. I think that's the one you're talking about. Let me see. What are you guys saying? Craig is there. Eclipse says, what the hell? They have stuff like that? Last night, I was kidnapped by fairies, went to an ice cave, beat a troll, and then got an ice broadsword. What? Let me show you. Let me show you this clip. Not a clip. I posted a picture in Discord. Right. I posted a picture in Discord. I've been taking screenshots. Right. And this is on Xbox Series X, by the way. Right. I'm not doing anything. I don't have massive graphics or anything. Right. This is like Lord of the Rings shit. Okay. This is like Lord of the Rings. This is a picture of me and my dog. Okay. There's my dog. I am walking up a mountain. I think I'm like far west, right? Working my way up towards the mountain. Okay. I got to the snow and I was like, flashbacks of like Red Dead Redemption. Okay. Now I know a lot of people will be like, this is nothing like Red Dead. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of people are complaining about the horse, the way it runs. And they're like, it's stupid that you have to press like if you tap the thing, your horse like leans up and then books it, right? And then you keep tapping and then you can hold and then it'll keep pace for a bit, right? But then the stamina runs out, right? There's a bunch of stuff that you can do. They're like, oh, you gotta tap. You gotta do that in Red Dead Redemption 2 back. That was eight years ago, right? This game, okay, Korean games steal from other games all the time, right? They've stole stuff from Red Dead Redemption, from Witcher, from all of these games, okay? There is so many different things in this game that people don't understand or know. What did you do when you came down, Craig? Let's see. Did you cry or did you ask for a refund? Mr. Z says, I'm 20 hours and I have not even put on my Hernan clothing to get in the castle. I've picked up some mini objects, bugs, animals, talked to people, learned mechanics, finally got my dog and companion. Yeah, it's insane. You know you could get into the castle without having the clothes on, Z, right? Eclipse says, this is the game I wanted to get lost in the world for you. Yes, there's no hand-holding, but get good. Buttercup. Yeah, but you don't even have to get good. You just have to play the game. You just have to play the game. You'll be able to beat the bosses if you just play the game. Everyone wants to just go through chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, right? And you can if you want. If you're a better gamer than the rest, you could brute force stuff, right? You could just keep eating food and stuff like that. But the different recipes you get, right? Everything. Remember how I talk about games? If you're gonna do something in a game, make a point to doing it, right? They have all these different recipes, and you're like, well, why do they have all these recipes? In certain games, an apple and a pear, a piece of meat, they all do the exact same, right? In this game, meat does something, but one piece of meat, you can make it a fine piece of meat, tough piece of meat, lean piece of meat, and they give you better health, medium health, and little health based on what you have, right? So you could be like, I only have 5 pieces of meat. I can make one good piece of food, or I can make 5 shitty pieces of food to give me a little bit of health as I'm out there, right? So early on, you might only cook, what you have and make it this shittier quality so you have more of them, or you make one big one because it takes like 5 pieces of meat to make one of the better pieces of stuff, right? Then you start learning the actual recipes. And when you learn the recipes, then you have different ingredients and you get to find the ingredients and then you make better food. It's very good. It's very good. Let's continue on here. Jesse Max says, because people don't like Demon Souls games. They hate Elden Ring even more. Roadkill says, yeah, 30, I'm definitely enjoying it. I wish I was enjoying the game like that right now. I'm actually playing in Order of 1886. Oh, that's a good game. That's a good game. Water Bear says, I'm 25 hours, just entered chapter 4, and man, there's some armor that you can get. It's called Set of Shadow Armor. That's what I'm going after a little later. Interesting. Didn't know that existed. Imagine renting Crimson Desert from Blockbuster and trying to beat it in a single weekend. Jesus. That would be interesting if people try to do that. You wouldn't be able to. That's definitely a game you would buy instead of renting. If you rented it, it would be sold out, first of all, right, Ron? We all know you would try to get it, and it would be checked out all the time. You'd be like, oh, God, I just want to play it. I just want to play Crimson Desert. Roadkill says, don't waste your time chopping down trees. I heard that you can also just hit them with your sword, and they all fall. This is actually one of the things I wanted to talk about, Roadkill. I saw on Twitter, people were complaining, I don't like that. Apparently, they've never played a survival game before, right? In survival games, you got to hit the tree a couple times, it falls, and you have to hit a couple times, then it breaks. Like New World did this, Valheim does this. All of the games have done this, right? For some strange reason, everyone's like, oh, this is bullshit. It's so overcomplicated. I was like, what are they talking about? I had a long sword, and you could just chop the tree down with a long sword. One hit. Just chop it, boom, done, right? And then you go up to the thing, and then you have to use the tool to break it. I don't understand some of the people that are complaining about certain aspects of this game. It's like, you're complaining about something, but it makes no sense because it's like, that's been in other games for like, I don't know, a decade? Maybe longer. Give it time. The bugs will piss you off. I haven't experienced the bug, but like I said, Hero, like Fallout 76 back in the day, I went 82 hours before I got a game-breaking bug. The game's crashed on me once. I did a force push on a door, and the game crashed. I was like, oh, okay. Jason says, I got the deluxe armor on PlayStation 5 exclusive bonus one. I think I'll be pretty OP when I start. Yeah, you'll be good. You'll be good till like chapter, I want to say 3 with that armor. How many chapters are there? I have no idea. Maybe someone else knows. I have no idea. Sweat Dog, what's going on, man? It says gamers are hard down by now and not clever enough to get a puzzle or take 5 to 10 minutes to solve it. Let me tell you something. The puzzles are difficult, but they're not difficult, right? There's puzzles that if you just take a moment and just look at just step back, not physically in real life, but in the game, just step back and look. There's certain things. The lantern on you, a lot of people don't know this, right? Everyone thinks you have to walk around with that goddamn memory helmet on to try to figure out where the things are. No. Your lantern, here's a tip. Here's a tip for you guys. Your lantern that's on your hip, okay, will glow blue when there's something around that you should scan. Okay? That's all I'll tell you. The lantern will glow blue when there's something around to scan. Now, when there is something to scan and you scan it, all you got to do then is tap on the controller, the start button, right? And it'll automatically put the helmet on, and then you have the memory there. Okay? So wherever you're going, watch the lantern. If the lantern turns blue, there's something around there for you to do. Let's see here. What's going on, Drummond? Good morning, 30. I love the game as well. Everyone can also go F themselves. Mr. Z said, 30, did you find? I already read that. He says, yep, just climbed and looked around. I missed for hours. There's so many things in the beginning that the game does a very good job of, hey, follow me, like do the main quest. The way I would look at it is wherever the main quest is, before you go to the next chapter, clear out the area that you're in. Okay? Clear out the area that you're in. And then when you go to the next chapter, wherever that brings you, then clear out that area where it is. There's a lot of cool little things in the game that people are missing because they just want to try to beat the game or try to talk shit about the game. I heard something about the memory helmet. What is that? The memory helmet is this like yellow bronze helmet with 2 antlers on it. It's in one of the main quests that you get. You get it really early on in the game, Crowded. You use that to get memories. Sort of like in Division 1 or 2, you know, the little where you walk up and you scan, you see a memory, and it's like, well, you know, it's like a past hallucinogen type of thing. It's just a way to tell a story in this game. Okay, they're telling a story within the game. And the way you know when to use that thing is that your lantern on your hip will flash blue. Let's see. Roadkill says there's so there's like 12 chapters of Crimson Desert and two other one, making a total of 14. But is it worth $70? I didn't pay $70. I paid $27.98 because I had Microsoft points. 23 hours into it. For me, Crowded, I would say it is worth a $70 game just based on what I've played and how big it is. I would say it's 100% worth $70, but that $70 is different for someone else. Now, if you're having a bad experience like Fake Wizard is having an awful time. He got it on PlayStation 5. He got about 10 hours in his video, and he said that it's just awful. It looks terrible. Okay, so there are people that paid $70. They're like, this is not fucking worth it, which is, the criticism is valid. Jesse Mack says they come out with a post about they're also using AI to develop process, not in the final product. Aku says 30 DSP quit the game after getting mad about the beat the boss, the base equipment. He lost it because of the shit player, and he plays only on Cozy Games. He came out with something and said that a game is supposed to be fun, and if it's not fun, then I'm not going to play the game. And yeah, I respect that. But his complaints about something when he's like, it's stupid, it's not working, he was trying to brute force it. I saw the clip. He was trying to brute force something that he wasn't ready for, and he wasn't even trying to dodge or anything. Now, I tried to fight the boss. I was there earlier, and I haven't gone back yet. I lost. I almost beat him, but I was out of food. and I couldn't do it, right? And I was just like, I'll just come back when I have food. If I had food, I would have easily beaten them. But let me tell you something. That whole area, you've got to kill. I must have killed 400. That's not an exaggeration. In the quarry, there's got to be about 400 guys that you have to go through to get to that point. Like I completely cleared the entire quarry. Roadkill says 30. Gonna have me buying this game by the end of today's stream. It's a good game, Roadkill. If you like games like this, I highly recommend it. But at the same time, you could roll the dice. Are you getting on console? Or are you getting on PC? Are you getting on PlayStation? There's different problems with different things. Says, I love the game. Exploration's top tier. I'm looking for pieces of armor that make you look like a Wrath from Lord of the Rings. It's crazy. I'm loving some of the gear I found. I have a piece of gear I found, and I'm not going to tell you where I found it. I'm not even going to tell you the name because I don't even know the name of the thing. I found boots. I found boots that give me 0.2 health regeneration, right? Like I automatically get health regeneration. It's very small, but and they make me climb faster, right? They make me climb faster. Then I found gauntlets that automatically, put stamina back into my thing as well, right? And these are all things I found because I explored and found stuff. Sweat Dog says, I'm loving it. Just the joy of finding new stuff and stumbling across cool things in the game. I've got lost, hardly done much of the story. Yeah, I mean, I could show you. You know what? Let me turn on my Xbox and I'll show you the area that I've covered in 20 something hours here. I'm like 23, 24 hours into the game. They're coming out with a patch soon. Visuals on console. We're going to go over the patch notes in just a second. Yeah, the quarry is fucking crazy. The quarry is so good, and the best part about the quarry, like there's like these little barrels that you can blow up, and like when you blow them up, like the big towers like fucking blow up and they shatter everywhere. It's so good. It's so good. All right, let me, where is display capture? No, that's the wrong one. Do I not have a, all right, let me see. Automatic. No, I need to add a device. Give me 1 second. Let me add game capture. Nope, that's the wrong one. Video capture device. Is that working? Why is that not working? Deactivate, activate. No? Cool. All right. Let me go to this screen. All right. So real quick, let me bring up over here. I'm backwards, but so this is it. This is the entire map that I've done so far. Okay. Just to put that in perspective. Okay. All right. This is it. I've done 2 chapters. This is the map that I have left to do. Right. I have 24 hours in the game, 1 full day, and this is what I've done. Okay. There's some stuff down here, man. This is rough over here as well. This encampment. These were all bad guy places here. This whole area was red. I'm down there working it slowly, taking stuff out there. The quarry up here, Where was the quarry? The quarry was it here? No. The quarry was here. No, it's the fort. I don't even know where the quarry was. That's the guild house. Is it up here? No. I don't even know where the quarry was anymore. Oh, it's over here. This is where, right? I haven't beat the guy yet. I haven't beaten him yet. I have to go back. I cleared out the camp, but I can't beat it because I have to. It is so much fun to go there. Okay, there is so little things. A lot of people don't know about this either. So in your inventory, you see how I have things grouped up. Make sure you group up like items, right? So like, let's say, oh, battery died. So make sure you put items in and you can group them up and whatnot. Okay. If you guys, did you guys see this? Look at this. Look, I got a two-handed katana. Right. I got a katana. Okay. I could put insignias and stuff on it as well. Okay, you can level up your stuff. You can see my outfits and stuff, or my stuff that I have right now is level 4s, 3s. Some of the stuff that's level 1 and stuff I just found. Like I found this sword. Okay, Sword of the Lord, one-handed weapon, level 13. My other weapon that I had before, was level, 20, So I have other things, but I can't put different parts on it. So there's a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in this game. Let's see what else you're saying. Waterbear says the shadow armor makes you look like the Wrath of Lord of the Rings when you kill. It's also gains spikes. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have that. That's this one, right? Leather armor of the Fallen Kingdom. That one. I think this one does the spikes. I have something that I just got recently that does the spikes. I don't know the name of the stuff that I got. I'm just playing the game and just loving it. Eclipse says this just became a stream about talking about Crimson Desert, not about the articles. Oh, we're going to talk about the articles. Don't worry, Eclipse. I said everything about Crimson Desert. Everything today is about Crimson Desert. Sarge says brute force without problem solving means that you don't play those type of games and you expect the game to follow the rules of all the hand-holding games. What's going on first? Good to see you, man. Level up the Sword of the Lord. Is that what I got? Level this up? Yeah, I'm gonna level up. I just got it last night before I logged out. But I don't know if I want to use this one or I found the katana as well. Right? I got these gloves that does food effect level +1, health plus 0.2. I got these plate boots of the shadow, climb speed multiplier. Oh, and this is a 10% skill experience. I was mixing up the other one before. This is the health, the gauntlets, and then these boots. Right? So, real quick. When you're doing the let me get out in the open real fast so you can see. If you're doing your sword, right? You see a lot of people are just doing the sword like this. And you're holding the RB button, right? And you're looking for stuff, right? To blind people, you gotta see the marker? See that little marker now in the center? I can burn stuff if it was daytime. Like I can concentrate and burn stuff on the ground with this thing. A lot of people don't know that. Right? So if I'm sitting up here and I do the sword, right? And I can look for stuff in the distance. I don't have anything near me. Okay? But now I want to, like, you let go, right? You're just holding RB to hold the sword. But if you tap LB now, okay, you can literally blind people, which is part of one of your things, or I can sit here and burn something on the ground. You see how the little sparks are happening? So I could put meat on the ground and cook it. right? Yeah, I'm 24 hours in, Argus. Jesse Mack says, some players are saying that the story is boring. They just don't understand the story, telling aspects of Crimson Desert. I like the story so far. I can't tell you if it's fantastic or not, but I'm enjoying it. The problem is people want to be spoon-fed so much story in between. There's like long swaths of stuff between story. The Shadow Armor is the ice region west of the Herald 30, if you're interested. West. Okay, hold on a second. West. Where's the ice? You talk about here? Sanctum? There's the fishing dock. Sanctum. Like, I'm all the way out here. Is it somewhere between here and here? Don't tell me where it is exactly. Just tell me that. Is it, just say yes. Is it somewhere in between here? Near the H. Okay. Well, that's giving me a little too much there. It's all right. It's all right. There is so much little shit in this game that people. Okay, here. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. This is the problem solving that you guys need to look at, right? This is like early on in the game. Okay, this is early on in the game. Okay, this is the manor, Lioncrest Manor. Okay. You see that window, right? You can open windows. Okay, you can open windows. So a lot of people don't know this, right? Oh, I got my kitty cat. Let me put my cat down. Didn't mean to pick up my cat. Okay. Okay, I already opened this window. Look, I can close it if I want. Okay. Now, see, this is my problem with the game. When you want to open something, sometimes it doesn't respond. This is showing you, this is actually pretty good, but there's a whole bunch of stuff on the ground. You can't pick up certain things, right? You can open this up, and now I'm inside the place I'm not supposed to be in. Okay? Here, I'll just show you. See that chest right there? Good luck. Get in there. Get in there and get it. Okay? Right? There's so many things that you can do in this game that people don't understand that you can do. And I know someone's going to be like, well, whoop-de-doo, you can open up a window. Yes, I can open up a window, right? I understand that you're having graphical problems. I understand that your game is crashing, and these are two separate things in the game. One is things that you could do in the game is really good. There's so many different things that you can do in this game. Okay. Am I close to the tower? Here, I never burned. Oh, yes, I did. Did I burn? Where's that tower at? Am I close to it? The tower's over there. Let me, I don't need to go there. It's just, there's just so much, guys. There's just so much that you can do in this game. Let me pause that. Oh, now it's here? Of course. Okay. Now it decided to turn on. All right. We'll turn that off. All right, so let's go over the user notes. User says 30's favorite line today. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know this, right? A lot of people don't know it. How do you want me to say it? How do you want me to say it? A lot of people don't know it. Apparently, on 17% of the players have been set up the first camp in howling location on Steam. That's crazy. I literally just did it last night. Ron says GameStop is offering $30 cash for trading in Crimson Desert if you're a Power Up member. What's going on, Dolphin? Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do. All right, so let's go over this, right? So this is the new patch notes. I think it's out for PC and it's out for PlayStation. I don't think it's out for Xbox yet. Yeah, it says available starting the 23rd. So it is. I don't think mine updated. I'm not even sure. It says check out the fixes and improvements that have been added to the patch below. Major update. This is a patch. We've adjusted some gameplay and keyboard mouse controls, increased health restore from food and items, and added a new item storage to the Howling Hill camp. Now, obviously, them fixing keyboard and mouse controls and people complaining about keyboard and mouse controls, those people are validated. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people are like, well, you just get good and you understand it. No, there was problems with the actual mouse and keyboard controls, and now people can play the game because they actually fixed it. See, that's how it works. People give criticism, and then the devs take criticism, and then they fix the thing. So regardless if this is a game that you shouldn't buy, because most games you shouldn't buy off day one because of day one patch, week one patch, wait till the game's fixed. For a lot of people, this is the same type of thing. Some people are experiencing like Fallout 76. Some people are experiencing Cyberpunk 2077 when it launched, and there are problems with the game. So if you're one of those people that has problems with the game, I'm really sorry, right? I feel your pain. But at the same time, those people want to shit on the people that are having fun, and the people that are having fun want to shit on the people that are not having fun, right? Where it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like this person's having a completely different experience than this person, and you can't relate because you're having a good time. They're not. They want to have a good time. That's why they're bitching. And now that they're getting fixed, they're validated. You know what I mean? So it says, we can skip that part. Okay, so patch 1.00.03 will become available on Xbox, Epic Game Store, and Mac App Store at a later time. So apparently it's not out yet. Please check back and notice you'll be provided updates and when all the patches in each platform become available. Quest. Fix an issue of Chapter 2's Quest Reunion where the cat would sometimes stop leading the way. Didn't happen to me. Okay. Improve to the Chapter 4 Quest Mysterious Pot by making the symbol stop briefly when it reaches the correct position while repairing the actual ancient generator. Here's the thing that you guys need to know. Remember the lantern I tell you about? If you ever come across a camp, a house, a random shack in the middle of somewhere, your lantern will turn blue, okay? Because the crock pot or the campfire that's there wants you to look at it with the lantern, okay? And if you stare at it at the lantern, it will now appear on the map for you so you know where the cooking place is the next time. So if you're around an area, you're like, oh, there's a cooking place there. You can do that. So your lantern's very important. Your lantern's very important. So watch the lantern flash. It'll give a blue and then give a little beacon. It's very subtle, but make sure you pay attention to that because it tells you something's around your area to scan. Okay. Fix an issue. Request where the quest would not complete if the Berserker shield that also had already been refined and refined again. Improve the notifications to appear when the crime status prohibit the quest from progressing. Okay, content. Add more Abyss Nexus across the content. I haven't been back to there. I haven't been back up in the sky since the tutorial, that very first mission that you do. I haven't been back up there. Added the private store, 24 hours. Haven't been back up there. The first hour I was there, 23 hours ago. The private storage is located in initial temporary lodging in Hernan, and then also the Howling Hill camp. This storage, I don't know if this is in the fix. Apparently it is. I can't access that storage, right? Like it's there, and like your pet grabs stuff and like puts it in there for you, but you can't take stuff from your inventory and put it in there. Apparently that's what this fix is. Okay. Reduce the time required to acquiring knowledge. That's just like staring at something. That bar is going to go up a little bit faster. I don't know why. This is the convoluted type of stuff, right? If I have a piece of paper, I take that piece of paper out, I stare at it. it should just go unlock. Do you know what I'm saying? It should just say unlock. But what they do is I have to stare at the paper, hold LB on the controller, and then it zooms in, and then it learns it. It's like, you've learned it now. It's like, why? Why do I have to do that? Why can't I just pull it out, look at it, and say, ta-da, you've learned it, right? And then you toss it away. Like, it's little things like that bug people, because you're like, but why do I have to read it like I'm actually reading it? And the best part is, it's like, you can't read it because it's not in English. And then you hold LB and it fills up that bar, and then it pops up a little overlay, and then you can read the actual thing. Now, if you read it, you actually know what you're doing and learn it. But it's like, why do I have to hold the button to do that? Why can't it just be like, okay, you've learned it, text pops up, and that, right? Because you end up playing longer. We know why. No, I understand that, Mr. Z, but it's not an MMO. It's a single-player game, right? That extra 30 seconds every time I pick up a sheet of paper, you know what I mean? It's like, why? You don't need it there. Okay. It says change skill observation to only require once you learn before being able to use it. That's good. Okay. Adjust when the force palm is learned. Allow players to use it much earlier. Didn't you learn it really early on in the game? The force push is literally right up. Oh, are people not going up to the puzzle to learn the force push? Is that the problem? I thought you were like forced to do that actual thing. Maybe not. So what's happening is, oh, I see. So people weren't going up to the abyss, and they were still down the ground exploring, and they couldn't do something with the force push because they didn't know the force push. That makes sense. Okay. Adjust when the force push. Okay, reduce the number of hits required to log tree, which is weird because you really didn't need to hit it multiple times. All you had to do is hit the sword once, it would fall. If you use the axe, you have to do it 3 times. I found out because I didn't have an axe, so I went up to a tree to see if I could hit it, and it worked. I had a long sword, and I did it. Change logging so trees are chopped. Okay, decrease the QTE difficulty of the arm wrestling minigame. You guys saw me play the arm wrestling live on stream. There wasn't a problem, but I guess each their own. Arm wrestling minigame when also pinned by the opponent. Improve the visibility of items that could be provide knowledge by adding icons and tooltips that show the total number of knowledge required. Okay. Changed ore veins and collectibles to be discovered automatically when you're within a certain proximity. Oh, come on now. So you don't actually have to stare at the stuff now. This is a good thing. Once you find ore, mine one piece. If you don't want to mine, just mine one piece. Walk up to it, break it, because it marks it on the map for you. Maybe this fixes that, where you know where it is now. But if you want to go back to that location, you'll know where it is. So break one. It'll show you on the map for future. If you're ever in that area, you can go back and do it.
That lantern was given to Joe Biden to help lead him to the right decisions. Unfortunately, he never used it. It sat in a storage room for years.
Aku, thank you very much for the $5. Appreciate you. Trump is always making fun of Biden. Look at that. Always. Even in my stream, he comes in. Thank you, Donald Trump. I appreciate you. Eclipse says that if you notice, most of the bad reviews are from places that aren't English speaking. I'm positive most of them use mouse and keyboard. Well, at least they're justified, though, now, Eclipse, that the mouse and keyboard are now being fixed. Jesse Mack says when you zoom in to Cliff, he turns his head around looking at through the camera. Yeah, he does look at the camera. Yeah. Eldon says there's a problem with it when you only play Candy Crush and you got to hold the review and play this game. Facts. Bonfire, special cooking tool, and grindstone. So what I just told you before about the lantern turning blue, apparently you don't even need to do that anymore. So the bonfire, special cooking tool, and grindstone. Grindstone and anvil. If you guys have ever seen these on the map, if you see one, stop and use it. Okay? Grindstone sharpens your tools and makes your weapons do more damage. and a anvil makes your armor, puts you extra defense on you. So before you go to a boss fight, before you're going to go do stuff like that, sharpen your tool, make your armor, and then go fight. Improve Skybridge alignment device and the Abyss of trigger immediately when placed in the correct activation point. Improve the visibility of Skybridge alignment devices with the Abyss to make them easier to locate. Improve the visibility of circuit board attached. This is because, well, a lot of people are stopped playing the game, and they're trying to get those people back to play the game, right? Add an indestructible a bazaar in front of the Lion Crest Watchtower. So on my stream live, we actually had someone comment. They're like, "You're so bad at this game, you couldn't even light an arrow." And I'm like, okay, bro, I wasn't watching other people play the game. But there was a problem because when I walked up to light my arrow on the fire, I bumped into it and then it fell over. So I couldn't light my arrow. So we had problems in the beginning. Okay. But now they fixed it. So those things in front of the tower, because it was a tutorial, right? You try to light your arrow, you don't know it's lit. You can't see it's lit. It's not lit. You're like, I'm on it, but it's not lighting. And then I got too close, bumped it, and it fell over. So now they fixed that. Okay. Improve the trading post UI to display Damien Cliff's horse's inventory. That's nice. Added effects to destroying facilities at enemy strongholds. The effects of facility destructions are as follow. Okay. It says infirmary, wounded enemies no longer return to the fight. So if you guys know this, if you go to a camp, there'll be a green bar that pops up above the map, the mini map on the left side. It'll be a percentage. It'll say 100%. Okay. If you go to a small camp and like slaughter it, it'll go down real fast. If you go to like a stronghold, okay, like if you go to the quarry that I was at, where I killed like 400 people, every time I kill one, it goes down by like 0.05%. Okay. Once all that is gone, because if you're fighting, you'll notice that they keep bringing more people out. They'll just spawn and they'll just keep running at you when you're in that. There'll be like a little grayed area when you're in an encampment type of thing. You want to fight inside there, and every time you kill someone from there, if you die and come back, it'll still be down that you worked it down. You want that to 0, and then you'll have no reinforcements come. Okay, again, not explained, but that's what it is. Improve the visuals for certain puzzles for clarity. Oh God, did they put yellow paint? Did they put yellow paint for people? Increase the health restore by ingredients and food items, and added new food to the tavern. Okay, that's nice. Increase the lantern's range for detecting clues. Okay. Reduce stamina consumption from nature's grasp. Good. Fix an issue where pets would fail to loot items under certain conditions. Mine was not picking up stuff in certain conditions. Change certain items in the witch's shop to reset daily. Ooh, that's interesting. Change the priorities or properties of the bismuth ore and how it's gathered. I haven't come across that, so I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. Bismuth. Don't know what that is. Purification is now applied to by default when you approach bismuth ore. Okay. Bismuth ore can now be mined using regular methods like a pickaxe rather than requiring lightning damage attacks. Oh, I know what they're talking about now. Lower the difficulty of marksman of archery contest minigames. All right, so they made that a little easier. We only did one round, so I don't know how difficult it was. We won the first one. Fixed an issue where the Abyss Cell's electrical fields would not disappear. Improved the visibility of a part that needs to be grabbed with axiom force on the Skybridge alignment device. Changed vision of the automatically equipped and play after reading memory fragments with the lantern. Okay. Fix an issue with the Eternal Pathway Abyss where players could not observe Force Palm if they did not step into the Abyss Nexus. Fix an issue with the stamina not is consumed after a certain quest cutscene. Controls. Okay. Controls improve the response speed of interaction of the UI. Improve the responsiveness of jump inputs. Very nice. That was a pissed off moment type of thing. Fixed aiming at target center of the screen when using a lantern or while unarmed. This is what I was asking for. If you guys remember when I was playing on the on stream on Friday and Saturday. I was like, I just need a little point that tells me what I'm looking at, right? So now they've equipped it where it's aiming to target the center of the screen. Thank you. Just put a little dot. Like if I activate it, just put a little dot. You know what I mean? Improve the responsiveness of the main menu UI. Improve the equipment quick slot that are reselecting your current equipment will stow it. Improve the responsiveness of a character movement control. Added the following shortcuts to open up, close certain menus: inventory, skills, journal, and map. So this is on keyboard and mouse. Why this wasn't in the game in the beginning is mind-boggling. Like if you're a keyboard and mouse player, you're like, M is map, M is map. But they didn't have this for keyboard and mouse. Fixed an issue where the key guide and the bottom right of the screen could not update when using guard or aim. Adding default control options for guard, aim, and evade, side button 2. Change controls to maintain movement input when using Axiom Force. Fix an issue to duplicate keys could be assigned for shortcuts and inputting settings. And then fix an issue where certain inputs did not function correctly after changing the shortcuts and input settings. Oh, this is another thing. Do not spam your buttons. Okay? Like if you're a Elden Ring player or Dark Souls player, you're probably pressing B to dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge. It doesn't need to be pressed that much. It's like you press, it's going to do the thing. When you're fighting, you don't need to keep hitting the buttons. You can hold the button to attack. So if you're doing basic light attack and just hold the button, he just keeps attacking, right? So you could do good combinations. So you don't have to worry about, when you're fighting, you don't have to worry about RB, Y, and then you can just hold RB, hit Y, hit B, left trigger, hit Y, hit B, hit right trigger, right? Like as you're holding the stuff, your guy just keeps doing the moves. So you don't have to keep spamming the buttons. Just FYI. Boss fights and combat. Reduce the health and attack of specific enemies and bosses. So they're making it easier for people. Reduce stamina consumption for blocking attacks. Lower the difficulty of ambush encounters triggered while heading towards the Reed Devil boss stage. Adjusting certain attack patterns in the Slayer. Increase the activation of the stun gauge on bosses upon successful parry. That's nice. Changed boss weakness effects to display even if the player was not acquired the specific knowledge. Fixed an issue where the comrades remained when entering the boss fight. Fixed an issue where the fire arrows failed to ignite enemies on hit. Fixed an issue on certain bosses failed unnaturally in specific situations. Fixed an issue where certain bosses ran away too frequently when hit under specific circumstances. Yeah, certain boss fights, when you would hit them, they would just fucking like try to like run away. Fixed an issue with the blinding flash weakness was not being properly applied to certain enemies. I noticed this. A lot of people didn't notice this because they didn't know how to blind people. Okay. I noticed this. And I thought I was going crazy. I was like, how come that's not working? Because there's literally a skill in the skill tree where you blind somebody, it stuns them, and then you can attack them with a power move. And it wasn't working correctly because they weren't getting blinded. So I'm glad they fixed that. They fixed some NPC dialogue, fixed an issue in some English audio lines were not playing, reduced the price items sold by Carl and Howling Hills Camp from 10 silver to 1 silver. 10 silver, that's expensive. Improved animal behavior. See, I haven't even got there yet to know that it was being 10, so now it's 1. That's nice. Improved animal behavior to appear more natural when nearby players. Fixed an abnormal behavior of placement positions of certain NPCs. Fixed an issue where NPCs would catch each other cheating during a minigame duo. That's funny. UI fixes and improvements. Improved food items automatically registered to quick slot upon first acquisition. That's nice. Improve the display positioning of the homing pigeon letter UI. Improve the camera movement when observing skills. That's nice. Fixed an intermediate issue where the UI failed to remove the destination on the map menu. Fixed an intermediate issue where the cursor did not display correctly when navigating to a shop menu. Move the knowledge of notification menu from other tab to journal tab to adjust the order. Here's a couple of fixes. Jesus. Graphics and settings. PlayStation 5 and Xbox added a toggle for 120 hertz mode with settings. I wonder if this was the problem that Real Life Fake Wizard was having, because he said it looked awful. I wonder if that'll fix that for him. Fix an issue where the settings were not saving correctly after using a default option in the setting menus. Fixed an issue where the resolution and upscaling setting were not retained when restarting the game. Fixed an issue where the character equipment and cats were invisible to the minimum performance quality settings. Fixed an issue where the screen quality appeared abnormal when activating FSR, ray registration, or DLSS, ray reconstruction. Fixed an issue where the monitor size was incorrectly detected in certain resolutions, causing abnormal display output. Maybe that was the problem. Fixed an issue where the game screen appeared cut off, misaligned in full screen window or borderless window modes. On Mac, fixed an issue where the default graphics setting was incorrect, set to cinematic on certain MacBook models. Mac fixed an issue, and the game would also occasionally crash under specific graphic settings. Mac fixed an issue where the game would occasionally freeze when the frame generation was disabled. Mac fixed a letterbox rendering issue in the cutscene when the frame generation was enabled. This is the first time I've ever seen patch notes with Mac in it. I'll be honest with you. Fixed an issue where the abyss remained visible in specific situations while on the ground. Improved the fixed variation of visual graphic triggers during specific NPC animations. Improved the appearance of a waterfall in the Abyss tutorial. Here's what I'll tell you about waterfalls, guys. Remember the waterfall that we found in the very beginning, and it was hitting us, and we're like, you can't go behind? I'm just going to let you know, you can go behind waterfalls. Figure it out. But you can go behind waterfalls. And you should, because there's a shit ton of them, and you'll find a lot of stuff. Fix an awkward animation that occurred when the character collided with the wagon. Fix an issue when the letterbox failed to deactivate after certain cutscenes. Performance and stability gameplay. So all the people, we're going to read these in a second, when all the people were complaining that my game is broke, this is not working, and everyone's like, well, it sucks to be you. Again, they're justified because the developers are fixing the thing that was actually broke. So PlayStation 5 fixed an issue where the game would occasionally crash when opening the map menu. Fixed an issue where the game would also not launch because dedicated graphics cards were not recognized in environments using both integrated and dedicated graphic cards. Fixed an issue where graphic cards were not correctly recognized in versions below specific builds for Windows 10. Improved detection for graphics card versions would not be found. Fixed several stability, performance optimizations, and crashes across PC console platforms. Xbox fixed an issue where gameplay was unavailable when offline. So someone also commented on my gameplay video and said, why is Xbox... I didn't notice this because I didn't care if I was online or offline, but apparently it was a bug. So you don't need to play online to play the game. Localization fixed various localization errors and improved localization quality across all languages. Other fixes is fixed an issue where the death of loading sequences were delayed. Improved horse behavior to approach the player after being called. I'm glad they do this now, because when you call your horse, whatever direction you're facing, your horse appears behind you. Why? I have no idea. Okay. So it appears behind you. So now you have to turn around. Now you call your horse and now it'll appear behind you, but it'll approach you and come up next to you, which sounds dumb, but it's a good fix. Fixed an issue where the character would also push sideways when using force palm or stab while against the wall. Fixed an issue where the DualSense controller vibrations failed to function in specific Windows environments. Known issues, and that's just the regular issues. So that's a lot of fixes. And this should tell you that this game, as good as a time as I'm having, and as good a time as everyone else is having that actually is playing the game and enjoying the game, probably shouldn't have came out. It wasn't ready. But here we are, gaming in 2026, where games are launched and then fixed afterwards. Again, you could have a great time. You can have a shitty time. But the people having a shitty time with a game that they paid for with their full price, and they can't enjoy the game, have every right to bitch about the game being broke, buggy, and unfinished. And because they have patch notes that fix the things that people were talking about because it was broke, buggy, and unfinished, and fix those things, validates that the game was broke. Hence why, if it wasn't broke, then they wouldn't have fixed it. But it is broke, and this is why they're actually fixing it. El Dente says, even if they told me it's not going to go behind waterfalls, I was going to behind every single waterfall. The problem with this game, El Dente, is a lot of people don't know how to get behind waterfalls, because the waterfalls will damage you. Like, you can't get through the waterfall. So there's a way to get behind the waterfalls. And I'm being very, maybe someone will say in chat, but I'm being very vague because I don't want to ruin it for other people. I want other people to figure it out like I figured it out. Mo says, I'm still first town. Haven't even went into the castle yet. Go into the sewer. Mo, play the game how you want to play, but I will give you this. Get through the first 2 chapters. Get through the first 2 chapters because the game opens up. Right? Do what you're doing, but do it after you complete the first 2 chapters. Because right now, I just completed the first 2 chapters last night. I've been playing about 2-3 hours after into the 3rd chapter, after I completed chapter 2, and the game opens up big time for you. So get to that point. Aku says that even WoW hides stuff behind waterfalls. If you're not hiding stuff behind waterfalls, I was disappointed when we first went to the first waterfall. I was like, you can't get behind it, but you can get behind a lot of waterfalls in this game. I thought we don't play broke and buggy unfinished games day one. Well, user, if you were here in the very beginning, in the order as its game is no pre-orders, which I didn't do, no day one, okay, no full price for a half-ass game. So I didn't pre-order. I bought it day one after I found out that Xbox was fine, right? No issues with the Xbox. The problems were with the PlayStation. Didn't pay full price. I didn't pay full price. I actually paid $27.98 because I had a whole bunch of Microsoft points I didn't use. And that wasn't paid for. That was literally logging into Xbox and just playing. I had like 6 months worth of stuff from achievements and whatnot. So I used that money towards, or those points towards it. So I didn't pay full price for a half-ass game. I paid half price for a half-ass game. Mo says, I need to find a spear so I can go into the spear area and fight. I found that place, haven't found a spear. Oh no, like a real waterfall. Funny enough, I went on a hiking trip this past week, not this past weekend, last weekend when I was off. And we went to go see 3 waterfalls. And I literally went behind every waterfall, or I tried to go behind all the waterfalls that we found. I would say even longer. Did you get more stuff at chapter 6? Oh, well, at least go to chapter 3 because you get your camp and stuff in chapter 3, which is a huge. Are you in chapter 6 already? I watched someone on YouTube. He just watching the waterfall physics. It looks like pixelated. The way it is, well, I don't know what system he was playing on, Jesse. So the way what it happens is there's like the waterfall's there. So if you go through the waterfall and then you're on the back side of it, there's also like now the water's on this side and there's like a wall. I think this is how they stopped getting around load screens. There's no load screens in this game. Like 0 load screens, right? So you're going to have to take some sort of loss somewhere. So the waterfalls, obviously on PC, they look beautiful. On console, they're a little less. He's playing on PC, but I don't know what his graphics card is because I watch people and the waterfalls look fucking fantastic, right? So the waterfall looks fantastic, but then there's like a wall, like a soft wall behind it. And then when you go through the wall goes on the opposite side. So when you're inside looking at the waterfall, you see the waterfall, but you see like the wall behind it, which is like pixelated. But there's no load screens. I think a lot of people are like, people want certain things in video games, but they don't realize that there is no load screen. There's like no load screens. Like the load screen that happens when you're up in the abyss, you jump off, is that little black screen when you're falling, and then it goes black, and then it goes boom, like you pop through. That's a transition. That is a load screen. The falling is the load screen. I've been across mountains. There's no load screens. Nothing. Every door, every window, everything you go through, there's no load screens. And it's like, waterfall pixelated. Like, bro. Argus says, yes, the waterfalls look like shit from the side. It's fine. They get the game overshadow something like that. That's what I'm saying. Like if I'm up close to if I'm up to the waterfall, I'm like, Yeah, this waterfall's fucking pixelated. It's fucking bullshit. It's like what are we talking about? Here, let me can I go to Xbox? I've taken so many screenshots. Let me see if I can bring up. No, you don't want to. Okay, cool. Get a code, sign in. Great. What's the code? Did you send me the code? All right, they haven't sent me the code. I gotta wait for the code to be sent. I'm very late, but I also just wanted to say that the Crimson Desert situation is what it would have happened with Starfield. I was multi-platform day one. Yeah, there's issues. There's definitely issues with the game. I'm not gonna trash Night for the game. People are having problems with the game. I'm not having problems with the game. I've had one crash and I've had no issues. Right? I've had no problems with the actual thing. I'm having problems right now with Windows not sending me my fucking code. Let's see. Eclipse says it's just people complaining about the. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's just people complaining about the AI looking like it's also Will Smith eating spaghetti, like it's looks like an old dam is probably forgotten about. Who cares? I watched the damn pig rolling around in the mud. Yeah, you were saying that when I was playing the other day. I was like, man, look at this pig. It looks really good. Everyone's complaining about the AI pictures. I was like, what the hell? Where do you go to look at your screenshots and stuff? That's store. That's community. No. I'm on the Xbox app. My Xbox profile. Can you not look at your screenshots? Clip says there are problems with it, and I agree with the AI problems that don't get until you are comfortable with it, like all the stuff, right? And that's what we always say, right? If you're having issues, no, exit full screen. I don't want that. Yeah, if you're having problems with the game, or if you think you're gonna have problems with the game, don't get the game. Don't get the game. Right? And this is why I tell people all the time, don't buy it day one. Don't buy it week one. Wait. Because right now, look at all the problems, look at all the fixes that are happening with the game right now. And if you didn't buy the game right off the bat, then you wouldn't have that issue. But everybody wants to buy it and then rush to online to bitch about it. Where the hell do you look at your... I can't even bring it up. That's weird. Profile, wish list, support, community. Play, devices, games, Game Pass. I guess I can't. That's weird. I've taken so many screenshots with this fucking game. All right, let's go for the patch notes to the next story. Next story. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. So a new report claims that Crimson Desert's development was plagued by a hodgepodge of features crammed together and leaders who don't acknowledge anyone who doesn't share their excitement, their exact mindset. Okay. So two Pearl Abyss developers have claimed that Crimson Desert was developed in a troubled environment, characterized by inverted management, hierarchy, and leaders who don't acknowledge anyone who doesn't share the exact mindset. I have to know, and again, it's not because I'm enjoying the game. This is with any game. All game companies have problems like this within it, in the environment-wise. I have to know the circumstances. Are the people that are speaking out, do they have issues with the game? Are they people that are like, well, I wanted to say something, and they're like lower on the totem pole, and they wouldn't take their input? I don't know, right? But I'm not going to take that as just face value. Don't acknowledge anyone who doesn't share the exact mindset. What position did you have? Did you have power enough to have people to give you? Again, I don't know. Okay. While the claims are anonymous, of course they are, it cannot be independently verified. Both were posted to Blind, an industry-only closed online community that requires members to verify their identities before joining. They've also been translated by machine. So many included mistakes of missing nuance and context that the original text is also included in the report. So again, we don't know what the context is. The first reveal of Crimson Desert originally wasn't like this, which is why there's no talk about Crimson Desert in Crimson Desert, because the team allegedly did not finalize the story until right before the release. Now, none of us can verify if this is true or not, because I don't think anybody is in the Crimson Desert for story purposes yet. But I don't know. It says in the middle of it, a director was pushed out in the power struggle and resigned. Okay. He says once someone was also in the art background, became a general manager, they started overturning everything. The poster claimed, this is also a person who became general manager, is a general manager in name only. They are just compliant subordinate, and every person in the team who holds a rank is just a complaint subordinate. Individual will, personal opinion, they do not exist. This is why they can also hold a rank. All right, the post goes on to claim that the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom release, the team Hurley followed and made the Sky Island that makes no sense. Well, again, I haven't played it, so I can't say if it makes sense or not sense. They're saying it makes no sense. They brought the system in from various games and references, which we can look with our own eyes and say, oh, this is from Witcher, this is from this is from that. Okay. They brought the systems from various games as references, but without understanding at all why those systems were put into those games. They also exist only in the means for a purpose. The second poster was famously since the left Pearl Abyss, but said they've been part of a development team for a long time. They described the management hierarchy as structured like an inverted pyramid, placed around leaders and rank and file of employees. Wait. So describe the management hierarchy as a structure like an inverted pyramid. Okay. So there's a lot of people up here, but not a lot of people down below. It says, I believe most of the colleagues involved in development were aware that Crimson Desert was going off the rails, they claimed. However, I don't think many were also in the position to speak up about it. Well, that's exactly right. If it's going off the rails and you're if you're worker bee or worker ant, just do your job. do what you're supposed to be doing. As I mentioned, management don't acknowledge anyone who doesn't share their exact mindset. Again, though, if you're low man on the totem pole, why should they listen to you? They can, but they're trying to do what they want to do because for whatever reason. You could say it's bad management. You could say it's good management. I don't know. It's only two people. When maybe the masses come out against it, maybe I'll go, oh, well, it was a problem. Because two people coming out anonymously and saying that there was a problem just sounds like those people were pissed off that they didn't get listened to. They just praise their own work as amazing. And whatever they see reference from here or there that looks good, and they just shoved it in. If I didn't tell you this was Crimson Desert, you would almost think I was talking about High Guard at the point. But you can see the difference, right? Chat, you can see the difference between High Guard's development and people just doing what they're doing and sniffing their own farts and then seeing the game fail in 45 days. And this game, it's only been out a weekend so far, sold 2 million copies on Steam alone, and people were loving it. They actually went up over the weekend. It says, because it became such a hodgepodge of features crammed together, the control layout must have been a mess. He says, I believe it was an inevitable conclusion of Crimson Desert would become a disaster. I don't think a proper direction can ever emerge from a company that suppresses people for calling out what is wrong, they added. Says, since release, the poster said watching reviews and streamers play Crimson Desert feels bittersweet, not at least because of the comments and the complaints about the game are exact things we used to gather and say. Yeah, but you do understand that the pro people are really like what's in the game. And the people that don't like the game are people that don't like their hand being held, or they have physical problems with the way the game is. Now, they're just talking about the fundamental part of the game, not the visual glitches and stuff like that. So there's way more people enjoying the game than are not enjoying the game that have purchased the game. It's mostly positive, right? The people that are playing are like everyone in chat right now, if you're playing the game, you're like, dude, I'm having a blast. The people that are not having a blast are not having a blast because of boss too hard. They don't understand stuff. They don't want to read. They don't want their hand held. They want their hand being held. So this paragraph here doesn't really make sense because there's way more people enjoying the game. It says, from here on out, I expect that there will be a shift to blame digging through the development history, and individuals will find somewhat of a pin to responsibility for why it turned out this way. They concluded, anyway, to my colleagues who developed Crimson Desert, to those who left for various reasons, and those in the industry who have supported us, we've all worked so hard, and thank you. The industry is very cold and harsh right now, but I hope everyone stays strong. I don't understand. There's so many people that love what the game is. So this person, the anonymous person that wrote this, is upset that they have certain mechanics in the game that people are liking. There are people that don't like it as well, but I'm a little confused. Because this person's like, I worked on the game, I'm proud of what I've done, but I don't like the version that's out. So obviously they're focusing on the negative. Things will get fixed. This game will be better 18 months from now, just like every other game that comes out, right? All the games come out, they're broke, buggy, unfinished, and they fix it over the next 6, 8, 12 months, right? And again, if you don't want to deal with that, don't buy a new AAA title game right when it comes out. Problem solved. Play your backlog of games that are being updated. These are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. I always find it funny that the people want to complain about something, but of course they want to do it anonymously. But there's not very many people coming out and saying it's just two people. How many people worked on it? How many people worked on this game? I have no idea. I would have to look at it. Right? Was it Pearl Abyss? Okay. Pearl Abyss has approximately 1,300 people as of August of 2024. So, two people. 1,300 people work on the game. Two people come out and they're like, upper management was terrible. It's not like a bunch of people have come out and said this. It's two people of the 1,300 people. Right? Now, you don't see this a lot. You don't see this a lot, right? So right now, this is day one. 239,000 people. So then people started playing the game on Steam at least, okay? And maybe it was too hard. Maybe they were too busy this weekend. And you saw it dipping, right? It dipped to the 223 on Saturday. But then people started watching people play the game, right? They started watching people play the game. They started asking questions. Because in this day and age, if you don't want to buy a game, you could go watch someone else play the game and ask questions. And they could tell you if the game is good or if it's bad. And now, yesterday, it hit its peak concurrent at 248,000, which is 9,000 more, right? 9,000 more people jumped into the game afterwards, after people were talking about it. And I think this is just going to get better as it goes, because the game, as you go and progress longer, now this is not one of those things I'm going to say, well, it gets good after 10 hours. Not every game is meant for everybody. If you like Marathon. If you like open world games like Crimson Desert, like Crimson Desert. Right? I will never defend a game if it's broke, buggy, and unfinished for people that are having those issues, because those issues exist. But at the same time, because you're having a shitty experience and someone else is having a good experience, doesn't mean the game is shit. It just means it's shit for you because of your graphic issues, control issues, which they are fixing. It's sad that they have to fix these things, but at the same time, at least they're fixing them. Next, we have Crimson Desert developer Pearl Abyss addresses the AI controversy. I don't know if they're talking about these little paintings that are put around, right? Like, I don't know what AI they're talking about for pictures. I'll be honest with you. I'm running around on horseback. I'm slaughtering 400 guys. I'm jumping off mountains. I'm swimming. I'm fishing. I'm building. I'm doing a million things in this game. I'm not worried about a fucking picture JPEG on a picture and going, these guys are hacks. I'll be honest. I don't give two shits if it's an art painting and it's AI generated. I have no shits to give when I'm doing everything else in the game. And I'm like, there's art AI. Now, did they steal it from someone? I don't know. Okay. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Right? Crimson Desert developer Pearl Abyss addresses the AI controversy. Crimson Desert developer publisher Pearl Abyss is offering its fans an explanation behind the inclusion of generative AI assets in the finished game, as well as an apology for not being transparent about its use. Some players begin picking up the signs of generative AI used in Crimson Desert almost immediately after its launch. Pearl Abyss insists that it was never anything players were meant to see. Okay, first imagined as a prequel to 2014's MMORPG Black Desert Online, Crimson Desert took an identity of its own during a 6 to 7 year development period, morphing into the standalone single-player action-adventure game set to the vast medieval fantasy-inspired open world. The game pre-launch popularity was also clearly high as Crimson Desert sold over 2 million copies within the first day, and there have been complaints about the controls and performance, which are valid. It's also still registered as early as 75% approved rating on Steam and players, and the rating of 90 on OpenCritic. Crimson Desert dev team explains the generative AI. Okay, it says, we would like to address the questions regarding the use of AI in Crimson Desert. During the development, some 2D visual props were created as part of the early stage iteration of using experimental AI generative tool. These assets helped us rapidly explore tone and atmosphere in the early. Let me read the rest of it. The assets and replace the following final work and reviewed by art and development teams, which work aligned with the quality and standards of creative direction. Following reports from the community, we have identified that some of the assets were unintentionally included in the final release. This is not in line with our internal standards, and we also take full responsibility for it. We acknowledge that we should have clearly disclosed our use of AI, while as also the tools were primarily used during early production, with expectations that the assets would also be replaced prior to release, and we recognize that this does not execute or excuse the lack of transparency. We sincerely apologize for these oversights. We currently conducting a comprehensive audit to all of these games assets and also taking steps to replace any effective content. Update assets will also be rolled out in the upcoming patches. In parallel, we are reviewing the strengthening our internal process to ensure greater transparency and consistency on how the community is with players moving forward. Like, it's like they killed someone's baby. You know what I mean? It's like, but one nearly surface piece of information that also could be hurt the game's popularity in the future is Pearl Abyss uses generative AI tools to assets in creating Crimson Desert. Accusations began appearing just days after the March 19th launch, with players pointing out the framed paintings in Crimson Desert. I knew it was the paintings. Like, do you understand the amount of things that you have in this game to do? Right? If it was just like a linear game and you're like in the corridors and you're seeing these pictures all over the place, like, I understand this. There is so much stuff in this game. So much stuff. If you're going up to a waterfall and going, it's pixelated, if you're going up to a picture and saying that's AI and you're like, this game's trash, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what you're looking for in a video game. If you're looking at this going, well, the AI paintings, I can't support it. Good luck to you. Good luck to you, because when you find out how your food is made and how things are not as always as they seem, you're going to have very little in life, because all games will be using generative AI in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Including those horses that seem to be middling into riders, somewhat stuffing straw into their top of the strange four-legged creature with painted expressions on the faces. Pearl Abyss has now addressed these accusations, stating that the lengthy Twitter post, which we already read, it says, in addition, Pearl Abyss issued an apology to its fans for not being forthcoming about the use of generative AI. While these tools were primarily used during early production, we already read that, this is it. This is what's crashing the internet. These pictures on the wall. This is it. This is why you guys shouldn't buy the game. Because of this. This one painting on the wall in a house in a map that's so goddamn big. Ridiculous. Crimson Desert is not the first game to be criticized for generative AI assets accidentally making their way into the finished project. No. Arc Raiders did it too. 11-bit Studios faced a nearly identical problem after confirming outer space narrative survival game Alterns internationally included generative AI assets in a finished form. Much like Pearl Abyss, 11-bit Studios stated that the placeholder images featuring AI-generated text used on one of the mobile bases modules also overlooked before the game was released, along with admitting using AI to translate foreign language recreations. Okay. Oh, it wasn't pictures in Arc Raiders. It was the voice stuff. That's what they were doing. Okay. For many gamers, any use of generative AI at all is a deal breaker. Hey, if that's your deal, stick by it. Stick by what you believe, and cool. Like, stay by it. As someone feels that it both hinders creativity by taking away the human touch and always job for talented people in the video game industry. Others, at less bothered by it, or use the moderation, seeking it as a tool that can also help development teams more effectively manage mental tasks or menial tasks, allowing humans developers to focus on more artistic aspects of the game creation. Whichever philosophy wins out in the end, those tools are heavy used now. As reports covering the first half of 2025 found that 1 in 5 games released on Steam used generative AI. Think about that for a second. 20,000 games were released last year. 1 out of every 5 games. It's a lot of games using generative AI. It's a lot of games using generative AI. Okay. Roic says, the only thing that I keep seeing is that the controls are a mess. For some people, they are a mess. On mouse and keyboard, they've already established that they're fixing all those things. Mr. Z said one thing that can also be replaced is a red-lipped weirdo whose eyes follow you when you also when you walk by, and every house has this painting. Oh no. Maybe there's a good dealer in town that's selling all the pictures. There's actually same homeless people on the streets. So remember when Starfield did this and everyone was bitching about Starfield and how they had the exact same characters. There's so many same type of people in this game. No one's talking about it. No one's talking about it. Do you know why? Because there's 1,000 things to do in this game. 1,000 things to do. And because they're hacking and slashing and having fun, they don't look at it and go, oh, wait a minute, these two bums are the exact same people. El Dente says, like, that's the only place. I don't care. If AI is used to save time in the fucking wallpaper, my issue is when the huge asset like the marathon looks like. Right. Yeah, we'll see if they stick by it when GTA 6 has it. True, we'll see. Roadkill says, every single game has AI and just helps them with things to go faster. Whoever said that you can better stop playing everything except for retro games. That's what I'm saying, Roadkill. Like, if there's a difference between, like, if AI was used for the voice acting and the whole building was created and the game itself was created, like, that's a problem. If we're talking about a fucking painting or the handle of something, it's like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Travis says, 30 thing is, most people who hate AI are the same people who are fine with it, two humans stealing art from each other. But a computer does it and ends the world. Well, the computer is not really stealing it. It's being trained off of other pictures and then it makes its own picture. You know? Here's a problem, right? This next one I have a kind of an issue with, right? Because this is worse than AI, right? This is something that Pearl Abyss should have said ahead of time, but they didn't. Okay, and the next story that we have is that Intel says it offered years of help for Crimson Desert. Pearl Abyss still shipped without ARC support. Okay, so they fundamentally shipped something and they knew they weren't supporting it, but people thought they could play it on their computers, right? This is a problem. Crimson Desert ARC GPU block draws response from Intel says it offered hardware and engineering help. Intel has now responded to Crimson Desert launching without support of Intel ARC graphic cards, and his wording makes the situation look worse for Pearl Abyss. In a statement provided by WCC F-Tech, Intel said hugely disappointed that players using Intel graphics cannot launch the game. Remember, you saw, I think it was Clint Eastwood put it something. I think other people, I think Eclipse said that he couldn't launch it either. Added that it contacted Pearl Abyss many times over several years to help test, validate, and optimize support. Pearl Abyss did not describe ARC support as delayed or under investigation. An official FAQ says that Crimson Desert currently does not support Intel ARC graphic cards and tells consumers who bought the game expected ARC support to check and refund policy in the store where they purchased it. There's still no public support timeline and no statement that's compatibility work in ongoing. It says, we are aware that Crimson Desert currently doesn't launch on systems with Intel GPUs and is hugely disappointed in players using the Intel graphics hardware. Can't jump into a world of Pywell at launch. Getting games running smoothly is always partnership between developers and hardware makers. Over the past several years, we reached out to Pearl Abyss and many times to help test, validate, and optimize support for Intel graphics, providing early hardware, drivers, and engineering resources across multiple generations, including Alchemist, Battle Mage, Meteor Lake, and Lunar Lake. Our team is deeply committed to helping all studios deliver the best experience possible, providing open tools, documentations, direct engineering support to make sure that your games run well for everyone, including in tens of millions of players using Intel GPU, and remains ready to assist Pearl Abyss however we can. For details on the choice not enabled to Intel support at launch, please reach out directly to Pearl Abyss. Okay. Intel's statement also makes it clear that it was not about the product generation. The company says it offered early hardware drivers and engineering resources across Alchemist, Battle Mage, Meteor Lake, and Lunar Lake. That covers both discrete ARC GPUs and Intel processors with ARC class integrated graphics. So the launch issue is broader than the one card family or one driver branch. What makes this unusual is that the hardware vendor routinely works with the game studio before launch. Intel says it remained ready to assist, then pointed questions about the decision back to Pearl Abyss. This leaves Pearl Abyss as the company that still needs to explain why the major PC release shipped with ARC blocked entirely instead of simply launching with a limited support, known issues, or post-launch fixed plan. Here's my take on this. Okay. We have the same situation what we have right now. Remember last year? And again, I'm not saying this is what happened. But when PlayStation had Black Myth Wukong, and Black Myth Wukong said there was no marketing whatever with PlayStation. It's just that it is what it is. They made their... I guarantee you there was some back-end deal, okay, with NVIDIA and whoever else, and they didn't want Intel to have it. So this is why they kind of just brushed off Intel. Okay. They're like, let's do this because they probably looked at the market and said more people are using NVIDIA graphic cards and chips and AMD and all this other stuff than Intel Arc. So they chose to focus on that and didn't do this. It is weird though, and it is bad that Intel said that they came out and said, hey, we want to help, but Pearl Abyss decided not to do it. Now, leading up to this, they didn't say anything. This is shady. And then when they come out and said, well, all we can tell you is get a refund. It's like, bro, why didn't you say anything ahead of time? Because they didn't say anything ahead of time because it would have hurt the marketing of this game. Leading up to this, it was something about it, right? Everyone was like, something's off. It looks too good to be true. And for a lot of people, it is because they can't get it running on the actual PC. Now, I haven't tried. I have an Intel, right? I have an Intel, and I don't know if it works or not. But the problem is, if I bought it on Xbox, and one of the reasons I bought it on Xbox is I can play it Xbox anywhere, right? And now, if I try to log in on my computer, which I haven't done, I don't have room right now, and it doesn't run, that's pretty shitty. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty shitty that it wouldn't run on my computer, even though I was told it was part of Xbox anywhere, but you have to have these certain computer bits and pieces. You know what I mean? It's not the CPU, it's the GPU, the Intel Arc. I got you. Okay. So if you have an Intel Arc graphics card, it's not going to work, which is fucking, it's kind of bullshit. Steam has surveyed and like 1.6 people use the Intel GPU. So there you go. So it's not a big enough market for people to use it, and that's why they didn't support it. I have an Intel CPU, not a GPU. Thank you. Right? So, but they looked at the market and said, more people are using the graphics card of NVIDIA. Right? So it makes sense. Sort of like Pearl Abyss looking at the graphics and running on optimization and going, more people are on Xbox, or more people are on PlayStation and PC than on Xbox. And that's why it was delayed. Regardless if it was marketed or not, you look at the market and say, let's focus on this. There's way more people with this graphics card. So there's the Intel stuff, but not saying it ahead of time, it's fucked up. It's fucked up no matter which way you look at it. Not saying it ahead of launch is bad business. We already got the AI slop there. What else we got here? What else we got? Let's look at Twitter. Do we have... Let me see. Do we have any other stories? We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this tomorrow, probably. We're going to talk about this tomorrow. Marvel Heroes Omega is back. Eclipse played it. I'm excited for this. Too bad it's coming out around the... If they're bringing it out now, I'm not going to play it. But all of a sudden, now I'm playing... I had this massive game I'm playing, right? I have Star Wars Galaxies I want to play, and now Marvel Heroes is coming back into my life. Right? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I'm trying to see. The amount of things that are posted on Twitter for Crimson Desert is crazy. Here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you a clip. Right? I'm gonna show you this clip. I'm gonna show you this clip. Okay, people are worried about fucking AI art. Okay, people are worried about AI art, and look at what you can do in this game. You see what I'm saying? Like the amount of movement, combat, traversal, and everyone's like, "Do you see the painting on the wall? You see the painting on the wall? It's AI slop." So the bigger issue there is the comparable amount of Intel GPUs on the market. They just aren't always used for gaming. I get it, Aku, but not saying it ahead of time is still fucked up because people that have that wanted to play the game and they can't. Jay Breeze says it's like your game gets marketed too much. It will subject to hate. If it rarely gets marketed, it may be subject to but it won't be as much. Jesse Mack says, I believe that most of the people who not upgrade their GPUs, most of them having more problems than the people having higher GPU rates are running Crimson Desert. Chopper Eric says so many people are grasping at straws with the AI painting thing. Yeah, it's crazy, Eric. It's like what you could do in this game. Like fundamentally, I totally get it now. When Paul Tassi, Force Gaming, Luke Stevens, all the people that we watched were like, I just want to get back in the game. Like, I want to just play the game more. I just want to play more of the game. It's just good. It's a good game. But there are issues, right? There are issues that people are having, and those are understandable, and they should get fixed. Let me see what else there's. The rumors were true. New Xbox partner preview on the horizon. Makes me wonder if these games will get Xbox Play Anywhere support. Xbox and Sega. Ooh, gotta add that to the list of tomorrow's. Gotta put that in the submitted stories. You know how I know Crimson Desert is good? Our Discord channel has been very slow of late. That means people are playing video games. Some Crimson Desert players are puzzled by design choices like Endgame Dragon with 15-minute real-time limit and 50-minute real-time cooldown that's impossible to speed up. Interesting. 15-minute real-time limit, meaning you can only be on it for 15 minutes, and there's a 50-minute cooldown. They'll probably change that. They'll change that. Probably what happens is if you have a dragon and it breathes fire and you can fly clear across the map, the problem is that you could literally just destroy anything, right? I mean, I get it. Eclipse says the new update made it with Crimson Desert launches on the Xbox app for me on PC. That's awesome. Oh, I might have to try that. Aku says 30. I could buy a laptop with the Battle Mage GPU, and when I want play anywhere feature some of Xbox to PC, I can't play. Never used PC before. That's points and got screwed. All I'm saying, though, Aku, is that people that have that graphics card think they could run it, and then they're like, no, you can't. And they're like, well, why didn't you say something? Why didn't they say something? Even if it's 1.6% of the population that has it, why didn't they say something? You guys already put March 26th, Xbox Partner Preview. That's, what, Thursday? Is that Thursday? I guess we'll have to watch that. Pre-order. Nope. Look, I hope the patches fix a lot of the stuff that people are complaining about. Right? I hope they fix the stuff. What is this? Thursday? All right. Roadkill says they could sell more systems. This is why they didn't say anything. This is why they didn't show a lot of PlayStation and Xbox. That's also a problem, right? They stayed quiet, and then certain I think the community manager came out and was like, well, if it runs on a 1080, use your brain, which is not the best thing to say from a community manager standpoint. Like if it runs on this, it should run on your consoles type of stuff. But it's like, could have said it better. Well, let me see if this works now. Can you move your stuff over? Oh, that's so good. So you can actually move stuff over in your storage facility now. So when that patch goes through, that's going to be great. It's going to be great. I didn't show it to you guys, but you can move this stuff. So it does work that way. You can actually move stuff. Like right now, you can't move stuff to storage. You can only have stuff that your animals put in. That's Adam Fall. I'm trying to see if there's any other kind of Crimson Desert story. Oh, I saw Paul Tassi. Let me go to Paul Tassi for a second. I thought this was funny. I want to read one of his tweets because he didn't know this was a thing, and it made me laugh. Right? It made me laugh. Okay. So if Paul sees this, I'm sorry, Paul, but this is funny to me. This is funny to me. He says, Paul says, honestly terrified to even say what I just realized I should have been doing for 135 hours of Crimson Desert. The bro played for 135 hours and didn't know that the sealed abyss artifacts, okay, that you had to click on it to open them up to get the stuff in it. It does tell you in the game to open the things up, but he probably hit A because when you find the very first one, it tells you to open it up. There's also another thing in your inventory that maybe you guys don't know. If you have satchels, like sacks inside your inventory, you want to open those up, okay? And you'll get money from them. He says, may my embarrassment be your gain. So when you complete a sealed abyss challenge, you aren't automatically getting things. You have to go in manually and open each of the glowing ones. Okay? Which is just hilarious. That he didn't know this. Meaning that he has all these abyss artifacts that have not been opened up this entire time in his 135 hours. Look at that scroll bar. Okay? He's got like 20, 30 of them. Sarge says, I will say this again. These people do not play games. It tells you. It literally tells you the very first time you pick this thing up. Eclipse says, yeah, it's pretty much chores to do around the world, chores around the world. I love it. It gives you purpose. Everything gives you purpose in the game. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. It literally tells you inside the game. Aku says, 30, I agree with you. 150 characters are so limiting to explain. I'm just showing you why it's a larger issue than people think. Oh, no, I get it. I get it, Aku. I get it. It's just funny to me that companies wait the last second. And the reason again, my speculation is the reason they didn't say the Intel thing doesn't work because it would look bad on them. Even though it's a small percentage, it would look bad if they said something. They would rather ask for forgiveness later. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. They would rather ask for forgiveness than to say something ahead of time. All right, I want to know, chat. I want to know if you guys are playing Crimson Desert, right? Because we talked about all the good, the bad, right? If you're playing Crimson Desert, how many hours do you have in it this weekend, right? How many hours do you have it in this weekend? And what have you done so far, right? Because I've seen some clips of people like in the Crimson Desert and some of the animals and stuff that are over there. I've seen some of the like other boss fights. I don't know how to beat them or anything. Just I was like, holy shit. I was like, this game is insane. I haven't even been back up to the abyss. I haven't been back up there. 23 hours I haven't been back up there. Eclipse says I have 20. I didn't play it yesterday. I've been playing it solid. I mean, I have 24 hours. 24 hours in the weekend. So Hero says 6 hours. Haven't done the story. Just been here and there everywhere. Hero, play it how you want. I said this to Mo earlier. Play it how you want, but at least get through the first 2 chapters. Get through the first 2 chapters because the game opens up even more in that system, which will help you to progress more. But I've been lost in the game myself. I literally just finished chapter 2 last night around like 20 hours. So I'm like 3 hours past chapter 2. But I haven't gone into chapter 3 and done anything in chapter 3 yet. Chopper Eric says 15 hours this weekend and just started chapter 2. There's so much stuff that opens up. I wanted to relive Marvel Heroes yesterday. I was jealous. Yesterday when you showed the picture. I was like, is that Marvel Heroes? I wanted to play that so bad. I was like, and I thought about it for a second. Because I was like, he's playing Heroes. I said, should I download it and play it? I was like, nah, I'll play this. Because if I go back to Heroes, I'm not going to play Crimson Desert. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm going to play Crimson Desert. I'll be honest. Tonight, we're playing Crimson Desert. I'm not playing Hytale tonight. I'm playing Crimson Desert tonight. I'm playing Crimson Desert tomorrow night. I'm addicted to this game, man. It's so good. And I'm doing nothing. I'm going around I'm playing it like a survival game. I really am. I'm playing it like a survival game. Arga says, baby kept me busy most of the weekend, but I have been yearning for the game. It's one of those games, yeah. I'm just under 40 hours from launch. Mostly been wandering. That's awesome. Mr. Z says I'm filling out my creature list. I want to see the alchemy part. I have a bunch of horns and stuff. So what I chose, this is what you guys have to do as well. Every day you're in town, go to your vendors and greet them. Every day you go into town, at least greet them, get them up. Because not only do your vendors, once you hit 100, they open up things in their stores, in their vendor shops that you don't get unless you have a good standing with them. Okay. Also, if you want to speed that process up, so for instance, if you have like the hides and stuff that you don't really know what to do with them yet, give them as a gift to I think the armor vendor, not the armor vendor. What's the one outside the armor vendor? No, that's the blacksmith, the armor vendor outside. If you give him the bundles of linen or heavy Jesus Christ, I can't think of it. Heavy leather, it goes up by 10 super fast. So you could just give that. I think the blacksmith takes wood, so you can give him wood. Other vendors take other things. So that goes up much faster, and then you're rewarded. So always constantly give gifts or greet them every day when you're there. Every day. Compo says, you should go back up the sky when you unlock a few abilities. There are plenty goodies up there. I will. The problem is I was adventuring so much in the mountain area and finding all these caves and stuff that I was trying to just focus. I was like, side mission there. I was like, nope, don't do the side mission. Going towards the cave. That's what I was doing. So I'll have to go back up there and do it. It's private right now, Hero. I think it's private right now. It was a test. Akron says I have like 2 working on finishing my streaming setup plus bus gearing up in WoW. Roic says going to pick up this week when I get paid. Nice. Enjoy. What are you playing on, Roic? You playing on PC? You're playing on console? And you could buy their stuff in at your account because you also get a key. This is one Disney. Okay. Chopper Eric says, pet an animal 5 times a day and feed it meat or fish or dog or cat, and it'll become your companion. Yeah, I have 2. I have a cat and the dog. Ride your horse. Ride your horse as much as you can, guys, because you don't know this, but your horse levels up. So if you find a horse that you like, ride it. Ride it everywhere. All the stats increase. Right? Let's see. What else we got? Looking for other things. See if anyone said anything about Crimson Desert. Yeah, there's already a mod. There's already a mod for better storage on PC. I saw someone post that earlier. I'm sorry, there's a boat? There's a boat? You can get in a boat? The Great Ocean of Pywell. Cannot enter this region. Oh, he's at the edge of the map. What the There's a giant whale in the game? Let's go on just enough. So at the end of the map, you get crushed by a whale. Cool. Oh, so I was fighting. So random stuff happens in this game as well, right? So I was fighting this encampment, and I died. And then when I relaunched back in, it just sets you into like a point somewhere in like the forest or whatever, like close by. When I got back, there was 2 like giant deer. They weren't moose. Giant deer just fighting right in front of me, right? And they were just locking horns, and they were like fighting. And I was like, what the hell? And they didn't care about me. So I just sat there and watched them fight each other. And they like unlocked horns and they started headbutting each other. And I was like, what in the world is happening right now? And then I slaughtered both of them and then used them for meat and stuff like that. Got a bunch of antlers, as Mr. Z was saying. Use antlers for different potions and different things that you have to do later in the game. There's so much going on in this game. Have you guys been to the snow yet? Have you guys been into the mountains of the snow? But AI pictures, who cares about that 30? This is not why we're watching that. I know, it's so weird. Yeah, I'm Ted Nugent. The puzzles are so good. There's puzzles that are so simplistic, but you sit there and you're like, oh, why didn't I think of that right off the bat? I have an outfit. I don't know what it is. I'll be honest with you. What it's called. I have an outfit for lightning resistance. I have an outfit for cold resistance, and I have an outfit for fire resistance. It's like +3. I don't know the names. I don't. Sorry. Argus says, see, Mike, the sheer depth of the amount of attention to detail, all the things you can do, and the fact that there also aren't many games like this, and they're likely not going to be. And this is why I can look past some. Some of the people I saw some person comparing this with Red Dead Redemption 2, like graphically, and obviously Rockstar's on a fucking different level when it comes to just, you know, the detail.
My lord.
Aku with the $2 super chat says, my lord. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. The amount of detail that Rockstar is, man, they're on a completely different level. And I know people want to... The graphics in this game, comparative, are not as good as Red Dead Redemption 2 from 8 years ago. Here's a perfect... Here, I'll show you right now. Right? Look. I can't make it any higher. It's going to look shitty, but... Like, they're doing the comparison, right? Again, I don't know what they're playing on. If it's console, it looks like console. Obviously, Rockstar's, like I said, is on a completely different level. They do so many... Like, look at that water compared to this. I mean, this water still looks good. But people want to make like, well, it's not as good as this, so it's like, yeah, but it's completely different. It doesn't need to be that, and it's still fantastic of what it is. Bro, what is that? Look at this guy. Look what he's dressed as. Like, what in the world? Look at that sword that he's got in his hand. Like, where is that? Don't tell me where it is if you know where it is, if you have it. I don't want to know, right? But that's fucking badass. Clip says, yeah, I love the cloaks that give you the cold resistance that you had to get in the mod, that in Skyrim. Aku says 30, hopefully you get the joke on the super chat. With that, you were saying about vendors. I don't get the joke. My lord, is that Skyrim? There's definitely a difference, but you can also get just as lost in any Rockstar game. I love Rockstar games for that purpose. This is why I like Rockstar games. I like Rockstar games better than Ubisoft games. Like Assassin's Creed is like open world, but there's not a lot of stuff to do. In Rockstar games, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. It is amazing. I went back like 2 months ago and just started playing it again online, just because just going out and just hunting is fun to me. I was saying that they both played them. Red Dead did not grab me like this. Oh, I love Red Dead Redemption 2, man. I love Westerns. So Mr. C says, well, he found the red paint, that's for sure. I have yellow dye, but I sold it. I had yellow dye. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to get rid of it. I need the cash. I'm almost at 100. I'm almost at 100 silver so I can open up a bank account. Like, look at this, man.
Great looking stuff here.
Look at... Is this... What graphics is that? It's not doing justice. Right? Look at the rain. Look how dark. This is amazing, dude. Like, graphically, this is a good game. The lighting and stuff, so good. It hasn't even rained in my game. That's the crazy part. I haven't seen rain in my game.
possibly even better.
What else we got here? Oh, he's doing it.
Snacks on the
Okay, I'm going to mute this. I don't want you to hear it. I just want to show you, right? He's put food on the ground. So I said this in the very beginning. You can cook your food with your sword. Okay? He's got food on the ground. He takes his light and look. He fucking cooks it on the ground. People are worried about AI stuff. And yet there's a mechanic in the game where you can cook your food with a sword. I'm not saying it's groundbreaking or anything. It's just, it's insane. Smurf says, Rockstar won't make a better game than Red Dead Redemption 2. All the OG staff are gone now. That's an easy statement to say. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt right now, Smurf. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Because Rockstar, up until this point, hasn't disappointed me with any of their games. So I'm going to say Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. Maybe it doesn't top Red Dead Redemption 2, but I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt just because they make good games over there. We'll see. Oh, Robot Chicken. I get it now. I got it. It's just a game about having fun. This is why I didn't like Red Dead Redemption. It felt like it was real life. I enjoyed Red Dead Redemption because it was just like doing whatever. This is what this feels like. Just go about doing whatever I want. Like when I get off stream, I'm probably going to play and just go to pick a section and just travel to that location. And whatever happens between point A and point B, that's what I'm going to do. Ron says cooking food on the ground should have been paid DLC. Watch GTA 6 be like Saints Row reboot. Oh, God, Hero. No. 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 Jason says games these days don't give people this many options mechanics-wise. So I feel like this is some sort of criticism comes from unfamiliarity of the games being this deep. Here's the thing. I think a lot of people don't, they've been trained, right? So everyone's like, they don't put a breadcrumb trail for you here, right? But there is an X that comes on the game. So everyone's like, it doesn't hold your hand. And it literally puts an X on the fucking map and says, here, go over here, right? So when people say that this game doesn't hold your hand, it does kind of hold your hand. It's like, hey, there's an X over here, but whatever you do doesn't tell you what to do, right? It's just like, hey, you're on this quest. It's over here. And you're like, okay. And whatever happens between that point and that point is what it is. There's so many people that are like, oh, I'm out because, the puzzles are hard, or the puzzles are really not that hard. It's not even about me liking puzzles or not liking puzzles. They're so simplistic. Like there's a puzzle of pushing certain things in an order. It's like playing Simon. There's other things where you just light candles. There's other things like pressure sensitive plates and stuff like that, right? Like there's like these puzzles that are hard if you're like, I don't want to deal with this stuff. Or you could just be like, let me see what that is. All right, if I move that one moves. If I move that one pops back out. If I push that one in, the other two, right? Like you figure it out. And obviously, even if you don't want to figure it out, I guarantee you there's someone right now that, because it's early on, that you could probably type it in and someone's got a video of it, of them playing it and solving it. Guarantee it. So even if you're someone that wants your hand being held and you just want to play the game because you just want to get through it for whatever reason, you could probably just watch someone on YouTube finish that thing and then complete it yourself. I guarantee it. Like there's millions of people playing the game, millions of people stream, millions of people post stuff. I'm sure you could find something if you really wanted help and they could get through the game. Ron says GTA 6 needs to fail in order to disrupt the gaming industry. I don't know if it needs to fail. If it doesn't come out at $100, I think it's a win. Travis says, imagine the worse than Saints Row reboots, just nothing but wokeism and pandering the whole game. He even says that the chuds are chuds. Well, there was an article way back when, a couple years ago, Travis, that the writers for Grand Theft Auto 6 were, they could have leaned that way. So maybe that's why they delayed it. Maybe to change it back. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see when it comes out. At this rate, I'll still be playing Crimson Desert. Roic says, I like the puzzles like that. It's more like what they were in the early days. You can also had to figure it out unless you knew someone who also had it on the Nintendo Power. Exactly, Roic. That's what I'm saying. It's super, super easy to just... Yeah, here's another one. This is another guy comparing Red Dead. Like, you can see the difference, right? Like, the muscles are moving in Red Dead, but do I really care if they're moving? I mean, it still looks good. Like, you can literally see the muscles moving. I have a question. Why don't they compare Crimson Desert with The Witcher? Why doesn't someone do that? Witcher 3. How come no one does that? Compare that. That's cool armor. Bro. Is that pre-order armor, or is that armor you can find in the game? Is that pre-order armor? That looks like pre-order armor. Yeah, I think that's pre-order armor. I'm not going to have that. It's all right. We'll find something better and more badass. Because if you pre-order something like that, you're only using that for the first, 20 hours. Deluxe edition? Yeah. No, I haven't seen the black chain armor yet. It's the Lux armor. I can use it, but I don't because it's really strong at the beginning, and I feel like I'm cheating. Well, it's not really cheating. 30, I've been swapping the perks off of your weapons. My son says it does this a lot. I literally just got to chapter 3. So I had these things in my inventory that I couldn't use, and supposedly now I can use them in chapter 3. So no, I haven't done that yet. But I have perks on my armor. I'm trying to see if anything else is going on here. Doesn't look like it. You might actually like Pragmatica, Mike. I was looking at the puzzle system. I saw the puzzle system. I'm not going to get that game. That's not for me. Yeah, we watched it a couple months ago. I was like, it seems pretty cool, but it's not for me. I know what I like. I don't like that. No, it's not even about having time. I look at that game and I'm like, nah, I'm good. At 48 years old, I know what games I like. Jason says Pragmatica is an easy pass for me too. Yeah, I'm not saying the game's bad in any way, shape, or form. I just look at it and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I would rather pay $70 for a game like this, where I'm going to get 1,000 hours, than pay $70 for a video game to get 20 hours. Jesse Max says there's other armors. Looks cool in the open world besides pre-order armor. That's good. That's good. You're required. It has a dad in it. You're required to play it by law. No, I'm good. I'm good. New development update from the team using just dropped. Ooh, what's this? Winrose. What are they doing? I can't wait for this. Winrose just came out with something. 1.5 million people wish list post demo quality of life improvements. Demo feedback. We're working on it. Thanks to your involvement in the demo, we got tons of feedback on work, including over 12,000 completed surveys, 7,500 plus Steam reviews, lots of in-game reports, numerous social media messages. This list is not complete and subject to change. All right, so co-op on the ship, manning the cannons. Okay, loot variety, more players in co-op, hold together resources, field of view slider, signal fire, DLSS FCR support, controller improvement, dismantling workbench, target lock switch. Okay. In conclusion, we hope this is an interesting read, and we thank you all. Oh, so this is a game I'm interested in. After I'm done playing Crimson Desert, I'll play Winrose, and after I'm done playing Winrose, I'll play probably Grand Theft Auto. I think I'm set for the year between Hightail, Winrose, Crimson Desert. And Forza. Forza 6 is coming out. Fable. We're set. We're set for the year. I gotta go back and play Starfield for the expansion. Chopper Eric says that's really the thing. That is crazy with Crimson Desert. There are rewards for you to explore and play the game instead of just cash shop. Mind-blowing strategy. This is why I love the game so much. Just play the game and find different things. Right? I guarantee you that I'll find a sword that you won't find for like 100 hours because you won't even go to that part of the map. Or maybe you went to that part of the map, but you didn't go into that building that I found or the cave that I found. That's what's cool. So like in the community itself, people are posting stuff, right? And you see it and you're like, oh, that's cool. I don't want to know where it is. I was like, I know that's there. Maybe I'll find it someday. Ron only plays Concord and High Guard on private servers. Yeah, he gets a second controller and turns it on so he has someone to play against. Will you play Bright when it comes out? What's Bright? Roic says, I finally played Winrose demo. It's so good. If the game just gets better, it'll be another amazing game to add. It's going to be phenomenal. I have 23 hours in the demo. I have as much time in Winrose's demo that I have right now in Crimson Desert. It's a demo. I go back in just to do ship fighting, just to get stuff. I went back in and got all stones and stuff just to make a better house. Why? Because it's fun. All right. Let's go on PS5. PS5 is just getting here, and then we're leaving. Sorry, PS5. All right. We'll be back tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, over on 30 and Still Gaming, which is our gaming channel. If you're not over there, make sure you go subscribe. That's where we play games. Just bullshit the entire time. It's my time to play video games. So if you want to come on over, hang out, play your video game, have me in the background, whatever. We'll just play video games. We've been playing Hightail on Mondays and Tuesdays for the last month and a half. I'm going to jump into Crimson Desert tonight and just stream more of that. I have 2 hour stream and a 4 hour stream on Crimson Desert. We're going to do a 4 hour stream, 4 to 5 hours tonight, 4 to 5 hours tomorrow. So another 10 hours of Crimson Desert on stream. If you guys want to come out, come on over to 30 and Still Gaming. If you guys like this channel, today was all about Crimson Desert. Tomorrow we'll go into other different stories. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I do appreciate you very much. If you'd like to support us, we have an apparel store down below. We also have a music store. You can go to Spotify, iTunes, Apple Store, whatever, and you can stream the music. You can download the music. It's all written by me, made by AI, and they're fun little things. We'll play one for you on the way out. If you guys like it, go check those out as well, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
No pre-order, no day one, no full price for a half-ass game. No. Hot trailer cinematic lives, next gen promise, same old grind. 60, now it's 70, but they want 100 broken lawns, but patches arrived. One crash service dead, give it time is what they said. Collector's box empty inside, just a receipt and corporate pride. We waited years, you shipped it rush, minimum effort, maximum trust. You lost the crowd, you lost the faith. We learned the hard way, never again. No pre-order, no day one, no full price for a half-ass game. Finish the work, earn the pay, we're not your beta test today. No pre-order, no day one, not again, not this time. Yeah, roadmap, promise the season pass, cut the content, sell it bad. Day one DLC on the disc, tell me how that makes sense. Review embargo, influencers paid, best ever while it melts your frame. Refund window already closed, but the store page still says go. You call it loud, we call it broke. Ship it early, hope we cope, but gamers talk, receipts stay, and word travels faster than your PR. No pre-order, no day one, no full price for a half-ass game. Finish the work, earn the pay, we're not your beta test today. No pre-order, no day one, we're done paying just to wait. Oh, respect the player, not the stock. Stop chasing trends, start shipping rock. Quality first, then maybe we'll talk. Until then, while it's locked, yeah. No pre-order, no day one, nah. No full price